Hi, everybody. So today I want to talk about a concept called Wabi Sabi. I'm going to read a definition and then I'm going to show you how this relates to betrayal. Ready? In traditional Japanese aesthetics, Wabi Sabi is a worldview centered on the acceptance of transients and imperfection. The aesthetic is sometimes described as one of beauty that is imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. It is a concept derived from the Buddhist teaching of the three marks of existence, specifically impermanence, suffering, and emptiness or absence of self-nature. Characteristics of the Wabi Sabi aesthetic include asymmetry, roughness, simplicity, economy, austerity, modesty, intimacy, and appreciation of the ingenious integrity of natural objects and processes. And what I love so much about this concept is it's a celebration of the imperfect. And I've seen pictures of explanations of Wabi Sabi, and you'll see, let's say, a vase. And the vase has, it's not just repaired with like Elmer's glue. It's repaired with gold, and the cracks and the imperfections of it are celebrated. And it's kind of the opposite of what so many of us view or would view as beauty, like let's say it's something that looks perfect or sleek. And what's so beautiful about it is that it's celebrating the beauty of what's natural and the flaws and all of it. And there's something prized about things that are handmade and imperfect, and it's the authenticity and the appreciating the nature and really appreciating what that thing has been through. So how does that relate to us? You can talk about this as it relates to someone who's been through something rough, or even, think about childbirth. You may have this perfect, what you've considered this perfect body beforehand. And then let's say, you've had a few babies and now maybe you have some stretch marks, or maybe your hips are a little bit wider, or maybe you have some loose skin and things like that. And, there are so many women who look at their body and they're so aggravated and just discouraged. But think about what that body has been through. Think about what that body has created and what that body has been able to do and to overcome. So it's this appreciation of, yes, that body may not be perfect in the eyes of what you would have considered perfect years ago, but look what it was able to do. And when you look at let's say just going through any challenge, it could be a financial disaster, it could be death of a loved one, it could be a crisis like abuse or betrayal or something like that, where you've been there and back, and you may be looking, saying, oh my gosh, look at my life. It's been completely destroyed. Life as I've known it no longer exists. But you know what? Look at this new life that's been rebuilt and reborn because of your experience. And I'll tell you, having worked with so many women who have been there and back, there is no one in my eyes more beautiful, truly beautiful, than that woman who has just crashed and burned and lost it all, only to rebuild something so spectacular that she never in a billion years would have created had she not been what she went through. And it's so easy to look at something beautiful before it's been through something. But when you've had that experience, when you have that just, you've been blindsided, you've been hurt, you've been shocked, or whatever it is, and that life, that old life you had, doesn't exist anymore. Sure, you have every right to sit in it. You have every right to be miserable and resentful and bitter. But it's when you take that experience and you say, you know what? for whatever reason, and I may not even know what it is just yet, but I will figure this out and I will make, meaning out of this, and I'm going to create a new life based on what I've been through. And when you've used that to regain your strength and your health, and then you found a new purpose because of it, and you've created new rules and new boundaries and really a new version of you, that to me is Wabi Sabi of the Wabi Sabi of life, not just in creating new beauty out of something like a vase, but creating new beauty out of you, where it is because of those tragedies and because of those life experiences that you've rebuilt and created something just so magnificent. And here's a saying that this was just a quote that I just found so beautiful. Things Wabi Sabi have no need for the reassurance of status or the validation of market culture. They have no need for documentation of provenance. Wabi Sabi-ness is in no way depends on knowledge of the creator's background or personality. In fact, it is best if the creator is no distinction, invisible, or anonymous. And that's Leonard Cohen, who is a Wabi Sabi artist. And I just, when I thought of that concept and I thought of celebrating the beauty in the imperfection, I thought of every single person who's been betrayed, who's been hurt, who's had the life that they've known really destroyed, only to create something so new and so different based on it. When we talk about beauty, to me, that's beauty. And I look at anybody who's been through something like that as a Wabi Sabi version of themselves that never would have been there had their experience not happened. So instead of looking at, let's say that where you'd look at your body, let's say after a childbirth as being destroyed, no, that's a Wabi Sabi body because look what it's done. Or, a new life after betrayal, where you look at it and say it's broken. Well, once it's rebuilt, well, that's a new life based on what you've been through. So instead of being down on it, look at it and say it is a new version of you worthy of celebrating, where we celebrate all of the imperfections, all of the texture, the roughness, the cracks, the imperfections, something that is rebuilt and reborn, because that's exactly what you've done. So I respect you. I have so much admiration for the version of you that you're creating based on your experience. Remember, your biggest challenge always reveals your greatest gift. It's because of that tragedy, a seed of greatness has been planted. What will you do with that seed? Well, that's up to you. So it was just so great sharing this with you today, and share this with a friend if you feel that this is a podcast they can benefit from. And thank you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.